Many people have moments like this. After a long day, everything is finally done. You lie down, the lights are off, your body is exhausted, yet your mind simply will not stop. Thoughts begin to play automatically. What if something goes wrong tomorrow? Did I say the wrong thing today? What if the future becomes difficult? What if the worst happens? The more you think, the tighter you feel. The more you try to rest, the more restless the mind becomes, like a machine that cannot shut down. This is one of the most common forms of suffering in modern life. Anxiety. Sometimes anxiety does not arise because something truly terrible has happened. It may be something small. A child seemed upset today, a short message from a boss, an unfamiliar charge on a bank account, or a friend who suddenly did not reply. The situation itself may not be serious, yet the mind immediately begins to expand. Did I do something wrong? Is something about to happen? Am I losing control of the future? Anxiety grows little by little, like a fog that slowly surrounds the whole heart. How does Buddhism understand this inability to stop? Buddhism does not see it as weakness. Buddhism says it is simply the inertia of the mind. In Yogacara, the tradition of consciousness-only teaching, it is said that deep within us are many habitual seeds, old patterns of worry, fear, and the need to control. When circumstances trigger them, they arise automatically. Anxious thoughts are like one thought linking to the next, forming a chain. Each thought pulls another thought behind it, faster and tighter, until we are carried away by this habitual momentum. So the key question is, how do we break it? The most important point is this: ordinary beings cannot force the mind into complete silence. We cannot simply command ourselves, don't think. The more we suppress thoughts, the more they rebound. Therefore, the Buddhist method is not to destroy thoughts, but to stop feeding the chain, to stop connecting to it. Since the old chain of thoughts naturally continues, what we must do is cut it in the middle and not follow it further. But if we do not connect to the old, we must connect to something new, because the mind always needs something to hold. So what is the best new connection? It is Buddha recitation. When anxiety arises, do not argue with it, and do not continue down the spiral. Simply turn the mind gently and bring up one thought: Amitabha Buddha. Use this single Buddha name to hold your heart. This thought of Amitabha is not only a place of refuge for the mind, it also carries the blessing and support of the Buddha. When you steady the mind on the Buddha's name, the old anxious chain is cut because you are no longer connecting to it. Once the chain is broken, the emotional force it creates gradually weakens. Anxiety may not disappear immediately, but it loses its power to drag you forward. Over time, you will discover, when thoughts arise, you can turn back. When emotions arise, you can remain steady. This is the true training of practice. This principle is extremely important to understand. The goal is not to have no thoughts at all, but to replace the old chain with the Buddha's name and cut through the inertia of anxiety. When the Buddha's name connects, the heart slowly begins to loosen and peace returns.